What is going on, everybody? And welcome to the very first Motovlogger Monday live. And we're going to be doing this every single Monday around the same time. Hopefully, that works out for everybody. If you all saw the goals for 2021, it was to bring you more live streams. And that's what this is pretty much intended to do. Uh, Trying to get more of the motovlogging community together, talk about different ideas, and help each other out is going to be the goal here. So hopefully we can do that. But I am the Full Throttle Hog. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe down below. And if you enjoy this live stream, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know. So doing live streams is kind of a whole different beast, and I want to do a little bit more of it. I would eventually like to get to where we have guests on this show and just talk with other motovloggers, trying to get some ideas and creativity. So that is going to be the goal for this. And this is our first time using StreamYard, and StreamYard is a different platform that we've used in the past. So hopefully it's a better viewing experience, but definitely be engaged in the comment section below. If you're watching the replay of this and you have questions, go ahead and post them in the comment section down below. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability, but there also might be others that are watching this that will follow along that can help you out as well. So coming together as a community and just creating a better motovlogging experience. Let's see here. So I've got multiple different screens going on, and I'm going to be looking right, I'm going to be looking left, I'm going to be looking at y'all. So just bear with me as I get through this. So today, each Motovlogger Monday is going to talk about some different news events from the week past, maybe give some different ideas on what you can be motovlogging for in the future. Again, the YouTube experience and motovlogging in itself it shouldn't be looked at as a competition, but more as a colleague, and I'll explain why. So when you are coming up with different ideas for a motovlog, you want to be able to maybe even collaborate with somebody else, because that almost is you're creating that demand for what people want to watch. So let's say a couple of y'all want to do a video on a 2021 CVO, for example, Harley Davidson CVO. And if you both are doing the video, it's actually going to create more of a buzz, because if somebody's going to go out and I think about myself, if I'm going to go out and buy a 2021 CVO, I'm going to watch pretty much every video on the internet that is dealing with the 2021 CVO. So you can kind of create that market. So hopefully this type of a platform will help you guys with each other and, I don't know, exchange ideas. So we're going to go over news stuff. From there, we are going to talk about some tips and tricks for motovlogging, some things that I've learned that I want to share with everybody, and hopefully give you inspiration to create either a vlog or motovlog for yourself. It is not for the faint of heart. As you know, if you are a content creator, you know that this can be a very lonely gig, especially if you're traveling around and doing things like that. So you're always got a camera in your hand, and you're always trying to capture the moment. So keep that in mind. Just a quick house cleaning tip here on, let's see here. So coming up on this Thursday, the 28th at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm actually going to be a guest on Baggers and Brews live stream. If you guys haven't checked out Baggers and Brews live stream, you need to. They run a phenomenal live stream, just really good energy. The flow is nice. These guys are talking about pretty much bikes and beer. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. So make sure you guys are tuning in this Thursday at 5 p.m. Baggers and Brews. If you're not subscribed to their channel, you should go do that. And you can follow them on Instagram as well. But they put on a phenomenal live stream, and I'm just really excited to be a guest on their show. It honestly, truth be told, watching their live stream gave me motivation to hone in more on my presentation of a live stream, because it's that good. So hopefully we can see you guys on Thursday as well. So the premise of what's going on in the news with the motorcycle industry obviously is going to be Arizona Bike Week is probably the biggest drop, along with the Harley Davidson release. So it is official. The 2021 Arizona Bike Week has been canceled. They posted that they're pushing it all the way to April of 2022. Now, we went to the Arizona Bike Week, I guess, makeup session, if you will, last year. And although the riding was phenomenal, the event was terrible. So we did a video recap on that. I really did enjoy the riding, but the event itself was just so disappointing. Just to get into the event was like $53 per person. There was no vendors outside. It just was, you went to Cave Creek, and once you got in, you had to sit down. You couldn't get up. I couldn't film. It was a nightmare. So it is official. They have canceled Arizona Bike Week. What does that mean for other events down the road? We have a release of a vaccine, and hopefully that starts turning the corner. I get a little bit nervous for Sturgis, even though I'm not sure how they would even get a chance to cancel that. South Dakota's awesome. They didn't really shut down at all. That governor, she rocks. But what other events are going to be canceled? You got to think, you got Florida Bike Week. Are there going to be restrictions? Because I know that I'm not going to go back to Arizona Bike Week until the restrictions are pretty much non-existent, because it just wasn't fun at all. So I don't know if you guys were planning on attending. That ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. So Jokerland, great to see you live. Great to see you as well. Thank you so much for watching this live stream. So yeah, the Arizona Bike Week, I was disappointed. I wanted to go, and I was hoping that there wasn't going to be any restrictions happening for this year, but we'll just have to see. And I just hope that it changes all the way around. So the next thing, as far as news this past week, was got to be the Harley Davidson virtual release. Let me know. Did you see it? Did you not? What did you think? It's kind of got mixed reviews right now on what was happening with it, and if you enjoyed it. I went over to a local dealership just to kind of see things get rolled out, and they were playing the event live. Again, it was mixed reviews on what it was, what people's thoughts were. I know it's back and forth, and some people didn't really like the new colors that Harley Davidson had to offer, but I kind of did, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed some of the color schemes. Biggest disappointment was obviously the CVO sticking with that 117, even though there was a push to go to the 131. And of course, all that focus on them having that adventure bike come out. I would, once they're all out, hopefully I can go over and get some film, and I don't know, we'll see, maybe get a motovlog idea. Let me know if you guys are going to be doing a motovlog on any of the new releases, or planning on doing any of the dealership rides. I would like to definitely follow along and watch that. So other things to think about. So the other thing that happened this past week, which was kind of, I don't even know if it was this past week, but there was a really big media buzz over it, and you might have missed it. That was the fact that Indian has released a new lean angle technology for their lights. That's going to be something new. And pretty much what that's going to do is allow, in a turn, the lights are actually going to follow through that turn. It'll be on a lean angle, so therefore you'll have proper lighting instead of your headlight going straight down the road. It will actually turn into that, so you can look through your turn at night. Kind of cool technology. I wonder if that's going to go to all manufacturers later on down the road, but I thought that was pretty interesting. Once that gets released, I'm sure that will be covered highly. So those are the top 3 news things that I can think of this past week. If there's something else that you heard, please definitely leave a comment and let me know if you guys are going to be covering it in the upcoming motovlog, so I can make sure that I'm following along with you. So with that, that's all I got for the news stuff. And now I really wanted to kind of touch base, and we'll go through a couple comments here and then talk about some tips and tricks, and let's start helping each other out in creating more and more content. So give me a second while I catch up. Hey, DeBeard. He says, what's up? All right. So DeBeard is from Baggers and Brews. And I'm telling you guys, please, 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 on Thursday, you got to check out their live stream. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Can't wait to be on there. So, Dave, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Brad Sherwin, hey all. Everybody say hello to Brad. We got Dynamiter 91. How are you doing? I am doing fantastic. Actually, here in San Diego, we have had rain today throughout this past weekend and some hail. I just hailed about an hour ago. So perfect time for a live stream because it's terrible weather. It's going to be like that all week long. So I might be doing another live stream this week just because I can't get out on the bike. But I don't know, where are you guys at? What's the weather conditions where you're at right now? Are you going to be able to ride this week or not? Dynawriter 91 says, I won't be vlogging for a minute. I was involved in 2 accidents in a week this past week. Holy smokes. 2 accidents. That's rough. Hopefully you are okay and no serious injuries, but that is definitely, I'm sorry to hear that. And, take care of yourself. Obviously, heal up and, just if you want to share your story, I don't know if you want to, please do so because it's always something that we have to think about when we're out on the road, that can happen at any time. If you're on right now, you guys should all probably say hello to the wife. I'm pretty sure she should be watching this live stream from the other room. So everybody can say hello there. Yeah, there she is. I see her. So Dynawriter actually says, well, totaled my rental. Uh-oh. I got my truck bad tomorrow, though. I'm assuming that's back. But the whiplash alone. Okay, so it was in a vehicle. I won't be able to deal with the wind and riding. Oh, that is for sure. Yep. Whiplash in the neck and all that kind of stuff. That's not good. Didn't see it. Wasn't impressed with the new lineup. Yeah, there wasn't a lot. I covered it in the video as well if you guys didn't watch it, but I really didn't have that high of expectation for the Harley Davidson release because I know that they were focused. They are extremely focused on that adventure bike. So it is, I didn't have high expectations. So I wasn't disappointed only because, my expectations were so low. I did think it was really cool though. All the backstories and the people they involved. I mean, the video production in itself was really nice. So that to me was pretty exciting. Yep. Some cool colors, but no 131. Yeah. That was also one of those things that I was kind of disappointed with. I thought that would have been an easy thing to do for them to just throw that out there and add it in just to create a buzz and some excitement, especially with the cancellation of the Bronx and things like that. So Dan Ryder says the biggest thing I'm excited for is the 114 in the Street Bob. Yes, that will be very, very cool. Very cool. Let's see here. Rudy Chacones is Harley taking advantage of the customer by charging more for their bikes. They're trying to use this year as a recovery year to make a profit. Common cable clutch from hydraulic. Yeah, so what I understand is that they went to that cable clutch system from the hydraulic because the hydraulic system was supposed to be easier on your hand to actually pull in the clutch. It ended up not being so. So it has a chance to go back into the cable clutch. That is also a mixed review. I mean, a lot of people like that they're going back to that cable clutch system, but I guess I'm indifferent. It doesn't really bother me either way. Believe it or not, Harley did actually pretty well at the end of fourth quarter. So they got to be doing something right, but you make a very good point on where they're saving. I mean, it is a business. They have to run, the business that how they see fit. And there is a lot of good buzz about this adventure bike and people being excited to visit that. I don't know. I've always said I'm not an adventure bike kind of person, but who knows? Who knows? So there you go. I actually like that they went back to the cable clutch, Dyna Rider 91. Yeah, it's a mixed review for sure. It's to me, it's going to be easier for those that want to do the upgrade on your bars and things like that. It's interesting. But keep in mind, if you are just joining us or you came in late, definitely add in your comments. We're going to get through them. And if you're watching this on the replay, leave a comment below, maybe some questions about motovlogging, how to get into motovlogging. We're going to go into a few tips every single week when we do these. I will try to throw out additional tips along the way, along with future productions. I would like to kind of bring you guys into my world on how I do some editing and just some tips and tricks to hopefully help you make your edits smoother, faster, better, more engaging, however you see fit. But that's the plan. Let's help each other out for sure. So let's see here. Hydro clutch in the future. So Rudy, do you think they'll go back to the hydro clutch in the future? Maybe with a change of technology and making that less engaging. I mean, I don't know. I like I said, I'm so indifferent. I like the feel of the clutch on my 2020 Road Glide Special. I have no problems with it whatsoever. I like where it engages. I enjoy it. So let's see. In a year or two, just your opinion. Okay. All right. So Barber CVO 19 coming in from Jersey late night. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for being here and watching this live stream. Really want to create just an atmosphere for motovloggers and content creators to get together. Let's talk about different ideas. Hopefully there'll be opportunities where you guys to reach out to each other and create videos together and collaborate. It's just a good way for this industry to grow. And I would love to help with that. And I want to create a platform for you. So thank you for being here. Oh, 70 and sunny. Where are you at? I'm in San Diego. I can't even say that. So I'm not even going to get a chance to get out. I might be able to sneak out on Wednesday, but we'll see. The Beard, Motovlogger Monday, great idea. Thank you so much. I can't wait for Thursday. I'm so excited to be a part of your show. Like truly, it's going to be an honor to be there. So just hang out with you guys. I'm going to have to go down to my local brewery and make sure I pick out something special so that I don't feel left out. Uh-oh. Brad says he's in a blizzard. Right now in Iowa, getting 2 to 3 inches per hour. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, that's going to affect your riding for sure. Okay, so I'm going to take a pause here on the comments. I'll get back to them towards the end and hopefully answer some questions, but let's go over some tips. And this is going to be for maybe some of you that are getting together with a group of riders and they all have different GoPro systems. I've faced this challenge before, and I'm going to tell you the best way to correct it. So whoever your editor is or who's going to be the person editing this, you can save them pretty much an aneurysm by doing the following. So, everybody's kind of got their GoPro, but they're not really familiar with the settings. The best way that you can do this for your editor is to make sure you guys set up your profiles all the same before you even take off for your ride. And when I say profiles, I'm talking about picture profiles. So in a GoPro, and I'll just use the action cam right now, in a GoPro, going into your settings and changing that picture profile from GoPro color, which is going to be overly saturated, overly contrasted, and changing that over to a flat profile will actually be better for the editing process to kind of match up all the colors so that you don't go from one overly saturated scene into an undersaturated scene and it just kind of throws the viewer all off. So, the tip number one for a group setting is going to be, let's get all the cameras before you even take off for your ride. And let's get all those settings the same. And that includes your shutter speed and your frames per second. That's equally is important to make sure. Now with GoPros, And again, I'm saying this from my own experience, so I'm doing this to help you guys out. But I want to make sure that you know that with GoPros, staying to the 180-degree rule, for those that are familiar with the term, I'll explain it. So the 180-degree rule is if I'm in 24 frames a second, I want it to get a cinematic look. I want to shoot in 48 frames per second. Okay. So that will create the most cinematic motion blur. It doesn't work that way or that well on a motorcycle when you're going even 40 miles an hour down the road. Things become overly blurry. So you really want to lock in your shutter speed, keep it at 24 frames a second. Your editor will probably thank you, unless you're going to try to capture something in slow motion. And you want to keep it at 24 frames a second. Then your shutter speed, instead of doing the 180-degree rule where you double it, you want to quadruple that and lock that in. You do not want to keep your shutter speed ever on auto. And the reason for that is that if you're going around into a shady section, back into a sunny section, it really throws off the color profiles and the editing, and it makes it just a nightmare to do, to be honest with you. So you make sure you guys are all in the same settings, get them all the same. It's going to help whoever's doing that editing at the end. And that's going to be tip number 2, is to also make sure that the shutter speed and your frames per second are all matched up. With that, also try to cut down on the clips. Some people like to go out for a ride and they record their entire 2-hour ride. To go through that and post edit, you have to keep in mind that the psyche of somebody watching your video is you got about an 8-second window. After 8 seconds, if there's something not engaging to keep them interested in what you're filming, then after 8 seconds, they're going to lose interest. And the whole point is to create a good viewing experience for everybody that's watching your video. So you want to shorten down those clips. So if you're in a cool area, then get a 30-second clip or a minute clip, but you do not need to do a long 3-hour where you're gonna have to edit it down, because maybe that 3-hour section you might only have about 5 minutes of useful footage. That's either not shaky or the settings just didn't match up well. But try to shorten down those clips. Multiple clips. I try to go out and do my motovlogs, and when I'm creating B-roll, I'm creating multiple clips, hundreds of clips, and trying to find the best ones that kind of flow with the story. So, but that's, my advice on that section there. But let's get back into some of these comments real quick. Catching up, if you guys didn't hear, Dino Rider 91 was in 2 collisions this week. Both not at fault. In the cage both times. If I was on the bike, I'd be dead. That's terrible. But I am glad that you are okay, for sure. Let's see. Rudy says 117 should have easily been stock on the tour bike special baggers. That would actually have been pretty cool. Then they kept the 114, the standard baggers. That's actually a pretty interesting concept. I'm not sure how much that would have raised the pricing on that, but that's interesting. Let's see. Catching up on this. Don't forget to let me know where you guys are checking in from and what state, city, and if you're going to get out and go for a ride. Let me know. Give me just a second while I get some caffeine. Hey, look who is here. It is Baggers and Brews themselves. What's up, boys? How are you? Can't wait to join you Thursday. And I guess I'll take this opportunity right now on my live stream to let you know that I want to thank you for encouraging me to up my live stream game. Truly, after I watched your live stream, I was like, okay, these guys got it together. It was a fantastic live stream, and I can't tell you how excited I am for Thursday. So Dino Rider says he rides all round, all weather types. My man. I know. I tell people all the time. I'm like, hey, I'm in San Diego. What am I complaining about? People riding through the snow and all that kind of stuff, especially out east. You guys are diehard. Brad says 8 degrees. That's cold. That's cold. That's where you have to hopefully have a seat warmer and things like that. So this is an interesting point right here from Baggers and Brews. They think that the fourth quarter earnings report was some creative math. I also kind of thought that because they just released some interesting news of what they were getting away from, and I thought they were going to take a dip. So I'm with you there. I am with you. So Dan Ryder says that he's in Texas. Coldest he gets is 25 degrees. That's still freaking cold. Sorry, I don't care who you are. That's pretty much it. Salty and Sprinkles. Love that channel. You guys should go check them out. Pretty creative. Definitely something I think that the industry itself and the community needs is your kind of approach on, having that couples together creating a video. I think that's pretty unique. So good at you. Good luck to you guys. I will continue to follow along. Let's see if there's any questions we can get through here. Hey, I like this. Rudy, appreciate the live stream. New viewer to your channel. Your content is solid. Thank you so much, Rudy. That is part of my goal is to hopefully create a good viewing experience for all of y'all. And, even taking in a different approach in 2021 and sharing what I know about, video editing and motovlogging and things like that, and bring that into, my videos so that I can help others create content that they want to create, because I've been there. This is my second YouTube channel. My first one is a off-roading Tundra channel, which is still live right now. And I still, I haven't uploaded in a little bit, but I will be continuing to upload on that channel. But I really kind of cut my teeth, figuring out the YouTube algorithms and things like that. I did a lot of studying up on that. So it's pretty interesting. But Rudy, thank you so much for checking us out. And I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, so if you guys are just joining us again, I'm trying to hopefully get us more involved together. We'll do this every single Monday as long as I can possibly do it, and just create this community so that we can all talk about different ideas and different things that we got going on. And some maybe even just dropping, hey, this is what you got planned to come out in the future weeks. I know a lot of times it can get frustrating when you're doing motovlogs and you're doing content creation where you spend your time and you put your heart and soul and you're watching it and you rewatch it and you're excited about the progress of the video and the final product. I always try to go to sleep, and if I wake up the next morning and I rewatch the video and I like and I still enjoy it, then I know it's something that I should be happy with. But trust me, there's been times where I woke up the next morning and I was like, what was I thinking last night? This looks terrible. That's not going up. So, but yeah, make sure you guys are posting your comments and your questions down below so we can all help each other out. So this is a very good point. If you are following the 180-degree rule, make sure you have an ND filter or an ND8 filter. Very, very good point. I have ND filters on all of my cameras. I'm a big fan of Polar Pro, and I run ND cameras on my Nikon Z6, on all of my GoPros, on my drone. They always have an ND filter. With that being said, even doing the 180-degree rule on a motovlog and having that ND filter, it still just doesn't look as crispy as you want your viewers to see it. I love creating the cinematic experience, and I love doing my the B-roll kind of stuff. That's just something that I really enjoy. To be honest with you, just the editing process in itself, I can't draw a stick figure to save my life, but the editing process in itself is my only way to be creative. So I really enjoy putting together that B-roll stuff. And I actually have a few things coming up that hopefully you guys will like to see. Got some big plans, so hopefully you guys follow along. So we have a question here. So a question for all of you content creators: how many minutes or hours of video do you typically shoot for a 10-minute YouTube video? Not talking about editing times, just video. So while you guys are helping out, I will answer this question the way that I know how. And that is, I always try to do, if I really want to put something special together, I typically, between all the cameras rolling, because I like to have multi-camera views, I want to film an hour for every 1 minute if I can. That's when I really want to just create something very special that I know I'm going to have all the shots that I need, and I'm not just putting a shot in there because that's all I have to use, right? I just want to make sure I have all the best content. With that, you have to realize when I get back to here in the studio and I'm rewatching all of my footage, I rewatch every single clip from beginning to end, and I try to find that best piece possible. That is time consuming. It takes a lot. So, oh, oh, you know what? Thank goodness for the wife. She just sent me a text to remind you. I guess that should have been there below. So yeah, next Monday is going to be hard to do because I will be on a special. I will be out of town, but I'll be bringing something for you all when I get back that you will enjoy. But so for me, it's an hour for 1 minute. Every hour is 1 minute of solid editing. You can get by with probably 20 minutes of video versus 1 minute, and it all depends. It all depends on where you're at. I always try to change the scenery or change something to keep people engaged and hopefully create a better experience. But everybody chime in. Let's help Dave out so that if he needs to get out there and film more, film less, or what works for you. Everybody's a little bit different. Uh, let's see here. So here's an answer right here. I typically shoot about 45 minutes of video for 5 to 10 minutes of video. Okay. So you can get 5 to 10 minute vlog. And keep in mind, if you're just kind of doing a vlog and you know what you're talking about, I 100% agree. And you can do it in less. If I really am going to go all out in a full production, or if I'm going to be shooting a product commercial, something that obviously somebody paid me to do, then I'm going to spend an hour for every 1 minute just to make sure that I get it solid. And even so, that you can do a 30-second commercial that they're going to use on social media and things like that. But you want to make sure that that is, pristine. So I will do 3 hours for 1 minute, and then I'll have two 30-second segments, because that's typically what people want to look for, is a 30-second segment that they can throw up on their social media. So yeah, there's plenty of things to do. So response from Baggers and Brews, depends on the video, Dave. For writing videos, it can be a couple hours of capture. For talking head and review videos, it's about 2.5 times the video length. That's pretty good rule. I like that, 2.5 times for sure. Let's see. So question, 24 frames, quadruple the shutter. That is what I said, lock in that shutter. So for example, in some of the latest videos that I've had where I've been riding that you can check out, I'm actually shooting exactly that, 24 frames, and I'm 4 times the shutter speed with the ND. And you can actually kind of follow along a little bit better, because in my opinion, when people are watching the motovlogs and watching the front facing camera and going down the road, they're there to almost put themselves in the riding chair of the bike, right? So we want them to kind of take in that experience. And I say this because I look back at some of my other videos where I was shooting in the 180-degree rule. I did have ND filters, and the things that I really wanted to capture for the viewer who might want to pretend like they're on that ride or participate on that ride, the motion blur was just too much, especially on a GoPro. The sensor size is just too small. This is all just my opinion, obviously. So I just recently changed that up. So maybe I missed this, something about copyright music. We can talk about that. I plan on covering music and music choices in the next Motovlogger Monday video that we do. So we will go over copyrighted music, but let me read this real quick. It says copyright music is a big no-no, but it seems like you can have a clips of video from movies that aren't an issue. Do you know one way or another about video clips causing copyright strikes? So limit it to like under a couple seconds of any type of movie or anything like that. When it comes to copyright music, I use Artlist.io predominantly, and I have other subscriptions to other channels, but Artlist.io gives you the best copyrights out there. Once you have a subscription, you can use them for full-blown production and commercials and things like that, and you own the rights to that. When it comes to taking any type of video clips, yeah, that's a dangerous game. You want to maybe do a second half, maybe 3 seconds, be done with it. You don't want to do an extended period of time or it will flag and it will strike you. So try to avoid that. Let's go through a couple more comments here. Yeah, DeBeard, I just lost your comment there, but you had a really good answer. I'm going to find that. So as many hours as footage as we possibly can. Just keep George busy. That's pretty funny. If George is your editor, hopefully he's not watching this because, yeah, sometimes you'll get back. You got to remember too, whoever's editing the video, when you're recording, this is always fun. When you're recording, it's audio and video, and that editor is back listening to some pretty personal conversations, if you will, that probably has got some dirt on you now. So just things to keep in mind. Epidemic Sound. So Baggers and Brews. So Epidemic Sound, and let me bring this up real quick because this is important. So I used Epidemic Sound for a long time, and Epidemic Sound they have just a phenomenal library. However, you cannot use Epidemic Sound on a video that you're creating for somebody else unless you have the pro license, and that is insanely expensive. If you do create a video and somebody else puts it on their social media, it's going to get flagged. You can't monetize it. And it just creates an issue. If you're going to use it for commercial base and you create a video for somebody else on a business sense, that's against their rules and regulations, and it just creates a nightmare. So Artlist.io is how I've approached almost all my recent projects, and also any type of commercial or product or something that I'm going to give to a client, then I'm definitely going to go through Artlist.io. So a lot of good information, guys. I mean, thank you so much for your comments and answering some of the questions. That's what this live stream is going to be all about, is helping each other out, and that's what I want. So Dynamiter's got a question. Let's get another question in here. So question: who here enjoys learning new writing drills and skills improvement content? Since I started making this type of content, my skills have skyrocketed. So learning new writing drills. Okay. 100%. I think that, that is going to be, phenomenal. Me personally, I always try to watch, some of the, you always can get better. And that's pretty much a philosophy. And I'm not trying to go Dr. Phil on you, but you always can try to find a way to get better. And I mean, I enjoy that content personally. There's always something that just kind of pops in. I'm like, hey, I never thought of that, or I forgot to use this method. I need to remind myself. And it's all about safety, right? Let's keep safety paramount. So I guess I might be behind the 8 ball here on this one, but Salty and Sprinkles, where you get the music from. So for me, it's just Artlist.io on that. So, yeah. So anyway, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this Motovlogger Monday live. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. I really want to get us all involved. Hopefully you guys can share. You guys can, you like the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And, let's just start helping each other out the best that we know how. I know that I'm not going to hold back any punches. I plan on giving you all everything that I have up here. A lot of empty space up here, but when it comes down to the video editing stuff, I really want to try to give you guys as many tools as possible and help you create better content. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you all for sticking around, for watching. If you're watching this on the replay, please leave your questions down below. I'm sure there's a lot of knowledgeable people in here that will answer that question. I'll do the best of my ability. And don't forget, Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, Baggers and Brews. I cannot wait for that. They put on such a great show. So this is Full Throttle Hog, Motovlogger Monday, episode 1. We're done.